He's the one. Because I'm relying on him. Because I don't know how to feed you, but Jesus does. And so when Pastor said, I want you to come up here, I said, Lord, now, how do I feed your people? How do I feed you? And Jesus gave me this. So I'm trying to tell you, we are to reflect. We are to reflect. We're the image of our parents. He made us. We've been born again. Now, my natural parents, they didn't make me like this. But my mom said this was a surprise. When one of her boys is preaching, whoo, she never dreamed. I didn't either. I didn't want it. Because I seen other preachers. And I said, me? When I got married, my wife's dad, Bishop Jeffries of Oklahoma. And I said, I didn't want that. But every time I go see her, he would have his situation, on the phone, trying to get a preacher over there, trying to get a deacon over there, trying to get, and I said, I ain't got time for all that mess. Fooling with people. But God said, I want you. And I tried to, he said, come, let us reason together. But he wouldn't reason. I tried to say, I can't do this. He said, yes, you can. I tried to say, no, remember Moses? Lord, I can't speak. He said, you don't have to. I'll do it. See, he just took away every excuse. So finally I said, okay. And that's what he wants each one of us to do. See, because we categorize ourselves by the way we think we are. I can't do that. You don't have to. Let Jesus do it. So that takes away all the excuses as to why you can't handle or stand up to the situation that you're in. All you got to do is let Jesus do it. Didn't he tell us? He said, now, you turn them over to me. Talking about our kids. He said, give them to me. But you see, we want to do it. Now, son, if you would do this, and I kept seeing that little bald-headed guy running around here, I finally said, Lord, that's yours. I can't keep up with him. I'm not with him at night. I can't, when he's out there doing his thing, I can't keep up. I'm not going to chase him around. But Jesus, that's yours. So I turned him over to Jesus. I stopped chasing him because he's hard to keep up with. So, but you know what? Jesus keeps up with him. That's why he's in church now. That's the only reason. We can do this. We can fuss at him, but after everything is said and done, we got to turn it over to Jesus.
That's right.
Now, he said we are made in his image, and he gives us dominion. Now, don't even worry about the fishes, and all those things. Don't worry about that. Take dominion. Take dominion. At home. Can you rule at home? I'm not talking about your natural house. I'm talking about your house that God has given. He said this is the temple of the Holy Ghost. Now, when you bring this in line, then he can take care of the rest of your surroundings.
Yes, sir.
But you got to bring this in line. And do you know that's a fight? Because if you anything like me, see, I love treating Robert nice. I love keeping Robert out of certain areas. But Jesus says, that's where I want you.
Come on. Come on. All right.
I was at my sister's house one day, and this young man walking down the street, he was angry. Ooh. You ever seen a person curse out a telephone pole? He was angry. And I'm sitting there on my sister's porch, and I thought, get up, go in the house, get away from this mess, But guess what? He said, go talk to him. Now, nobody there but me. So he went on down to the store, and he'd come back, and he's cursing at the post some more. And I thought if I was that post, I'd just slide right down in there. But anyway, I walked down there and I started talking to him. I said, now look, he was, when a grown man is shorter than what he's supposed to be, how people pick on you. He was angry. He was angry. So we sit down and talk right there between the sidewalk and the street. And I told him, I said, you are not what they say you are. I said, your destiny lies in you. That's going to determine where you're going, who you're going to turn out to be. It doesn't matter what they say. So anyway, I don't remember what all I said, but we talked about maybe 10 or 12 minutes. And Pastor, you know what he did? He went in his jacket, took out a gun, and gave it. He was going to mess up somebody. And I thought, what if I had been in my house?
Come on.
Woo.
Oh my God.
You see, that's why God said, you have dominion. There's more in you than you think. Now, my natural recourse, you see, Elder McDade, evangelist. Where is the evangelist at? God said, you here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm used to standing behind the pulpit. You here now. You here now. I ain't never faced a mad person like that, but you here now.
That's right.
And all you got to do, didn't Jesus tell us? He said, whatever situation you come into, he said, open your mouth. And I'll speak. And you know what? He had to speak because I was scared of that young man. The way he talked to that post, I mean, he's telling me, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to kill him. But Jesus, when Jesus got through talking to him, he gave me his gun. And every time I said, hey, preacher, whoa! And I'm thinking, Lord, if it wasn't for you, hallelujah! If it wasn't for you, I don't know how many folks would be dead. Because he was an angry young man. So that's what I'm talking about. You may be living with a hellish situation. But God said, dominate. God said, dominate. God said, you take control. And you don't take control by fussing at people. Let me give you one more. Mother, I forget her name. She was with Mother Boyd. She was going to come to Detroit, where Mother Boyd was in a service. She brought her suitcase out the bedroom. She set it on the floor. Said, I'm getting ready to go. He said, where you going? You ain't going nowhere. She said, okay. Are you with me? She said, okay. Now what would you do? You know what she did? She let Jesus dominate. She turned, walked back in her bedroom, got on her knees and said, Lord, now you said I could go. And I want to go and help serve God's people. And after a while, go to Detroit, go. You see, you can dominate. And you don't have to get all out of shape. You don't have to get bent out of shape. All you got to do is recognize who you are. Now are you the sons of God. Now are you the sons of God. And the sons of God does not act like the world. We don't do things like they do. We don't curse people out. We don't pull a gun. We don't beat people with sticks. We handle it by the Spirit. And Jesus said, I have given you power over all situations. You can be an effective witness wherever you are. You don't have to take down. So now, are you the sons of... How do you do that? Well, my favorite verse. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith. See, when you believe God now, I'm not talking about, next week I got to build myself up so next. He said now faith. What you got right now, you can change your whole life. What you got right now. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, if you really want to put that to work, hey, recognize who you are and begin to look like, become the image of mom and dad. Become the image. I'm not talking about your parents, I'm talking about God. Become the image. Be what he said you are. You are the sons of God. And do you recognize that you have authority? Oh yeah, you got authority. Years and years ago, I wasn't even saved then, but you know how these people come in your house want to say your stuff? My dad was getting ready to go to work, and my mother she was sickly and whatnot, and anyway, this man gonna sit there and talk. And after my father left, he gonna try to push my mother to sign something. You know, you can always take it back, but my father had told me, see, I was about 12 years old, my dad said to me, we're not signing nothing. So every time he put that paper in front of my mom, I says, we're not signing nothing. Hush, boy, I'm talking about. And he'd say something else, and he'd put it in, I said, we're not signing nothing. He offered her a set of silverware. I'd give you a set of authentic silverware. I said, we're not signing nothing. He looked at me, he said, they're not. I said, hey, my daddy said. My daddy said. We're not signing nothing. Now, do you know what daddy said? Do you know what daddy said? If daddy says you can go through this, then you can go through this. But you got to recognize what daddy said. Now, you see, the trouble we have, we got a mind, and we're going to put our self into it. But you got to remember what daddy said. And all I said to that man was, we're not buying nothing, because that's what daddy said. I didn't argue with it. I didn't say we don't need that. I just said we're not buying nothing, because that's what daddy said. Now, all you got to do is say what daddy said. What did daddy say when you were in your situation? What did daddy say when you were being cursed out? What did daddy say when everybody was talking? What did daddy say? Daddy said, trust me, have faith in me, and I will give you what you need. Daddy said. Now can you trust daddy? He that comes to God must believe that he is, and that he's a reward. He'll do what he said he'll do. Do you remember what daddy said? Now you can't forget it now. Sometimes we forget, you know, deliberately or otherwise. And we want to input our own into it. But no, what daddy says is going to stand. It don't care how strong the situation may get. That man finally got tired of me. He put his book together, got up and walked out. All because I said, daddy says we're not buying nothing. Dad come home that night, and there wasn't no paper laying on the dresser, so he said, must be all right. And you know what? For the first time, now my dad wasn't a buddy, your buddy, but he took me and bought me some ice cream. Because I said what he said, and I stood on it. Now, don't the book tell us that we can have a reward if we obey? Don't the book say it? Now, I'm not asking what I say, I'm asking what the book says. Then daddy say, that you got a crown of life laid up ready for you. And you got a crown that can't nobody take from you. Now you might give it up, but it's yours if you will stick with what daddy said. You are victorious. Matter of fact, he told you were more than a conqueror. You're more than a conqueror. You can beat any situation that comes along. Look at David, that giant. He said, now, what is this uncircumcised Philistine? He was looking at something that nobody else could touch. Look at the army stand up, shaking in the air. David said, what is this? He said, let me in. Let me go get it. And you know what? You know how we church folks are. Now, son, you do it like this. David said, I can't work that. I got to do it my way. In other words, I got to do what God has given me to do. Yeah, but boy, you ain't been in this long enough. You